The next one is memos. Memo are communication among members and at the same organization. They use a standard header and are sent on paper or more often as attachment to the email. Organization may use memo printed on the organizational stationery when they need to communicate with the formality and authority of signed business letter. Another media is business letter. Business letters are often the most appropriate choice for formal communication with professional associate or customer outside the organization. Letters printed on the organizational letterhead stationery are most often used for official business. The next one is fax. A fax is used when the drawing or signed contract, for example, must be viewed in the original form. Although the scanning such documents and attaching them to email is common, faxing often uses the scanning is not available or inconvenient. Later on, instant messaging. Instant messaging on a computer or handheld device has been an efficient way to communicate in the real time with coworker, supplier, and customer, especially those are sites without access to email. And the last one, the last media, is text messaging or texting, refer to exchange of brief return message sent using mobile phone over cellular network. Text messaging is effective for simple message communicate between people on the move or not traditional workplace. Other medium of written communication can be obtained in these books. Further material of this lesson also can be provided from this. Next, we will discuss the way we can review and ask a comment from others to produce great written communication. We will use case of Christine again to demonstrate the importance of reviewing and commenting our writing. Christine wrote a draft and emailed the draft to the trusted colleague and instant messaged her directly to ask about the suggestion. Note that the first draft is less concerned with the creating a coherent, correct, and persuasive memo than it is with get all the needed information down in the reasonable, organized manner. Her co-worker Nancy Mays reviewed the draft and replied that Christine had officially researched her subject with care, and then she presented the appropriate information about starting the new program, but that she needed to do the better job of anticipating some of her questions. She also noted that the memo will benefit from heading to introduce its topics and comment that Harriet will need to detail of how the new program will benefit both company and its employees. Finally, she told Christine that writing was too choppy and needed to be smoothed out. She emailed Christine a copy of draft with her suggestion. When she finished her revision, Christine proofread her work for grammatical and mechanical error and sent the final version of the memo to Harriet Sullivan. Note the content and style of the finished memo, which reflect the suggestion made by Christine's co-worker, as well as her decision to send the proposal as memo attached to the email. As her request, Christine's story had happy ending. Harriet has persuaded by Christine's final memo, and started to work at the home program on trial basis that September. Move to the next part of our lesson, the visual presentation or visual aid presentation, which consists of visual media that help the presenter of people of speech to deliver the idea. Visual aid can be defined as supplement of a picture, chart, or illustration. Looking at an image of the brain and the optic nerve as you read about it is a good example for visual aid. It is a supplement to what you are reading. There are several reasons for using visual aid, but in general there is three main reasons, which are helping audience understand, increase audience interest, and the last one, it can become note or reminder for the speaker. Once you have decided that you want to use visual aid, you must ensure that the audience is able to quickly understand the image. It must be clear. They can be used throughout your speech, but try to not only use visual aid for essential points, as it can be tiring for the audience to skip from one visual to another. And the most important, use color. Research suggests that using color increases people's motivation to read and their enthusiasm for a presentation. Software like PowerPoint is great producing color visual. Using the color can help when choosing your presentation color. Color opposite each other in the wheel are complementary and they create contrast. Using complementary color makes your text more readable. Color next to each other are analog and they are harmonious. Using analog color makes your presentation more unified. Here are some important points that need to be considered when using visual aid presentation. The first one, ensure that visual aid can be seen by everyone in the audience. Face the audience most of the time rather than the image. Next, avoid reading for the visual aid. As soon as you show the visual aid, the audience attention will be drawn to it, so you must immediately explain it. You will be ignored if you talk about something else. Make it clear to the audience why are you using it. When you no longer need to visual aid, ensure that the audience cannot see it again. Here, there is a variety different type of visual aids. You must decide which will suit your presentation and your audience. The first one is Microsoft PowerPoint. It is widely used in the presentation because it's easy to create attractive and professional presentation, and it's simple to modify and reorganize content compared to other visual aids. You can insert a range of visual items into the slide, which will improve your audience focus. Also, audience can generally see slideshow better than other visual aids, and you don't have to face away from them. The second one is whiteboards. Whiteboards are great for providing further explanation, such as showing the order of the process, creating diagram, or explaining complex word or phrase. They are often used to display heading and write down the audience suggestion. Whiteboards are also ideal for displaying important information for entire duration of the presentation, such as key definition, because the audience can just glance at the whiteboard for reminder. Next one is Handout. Handout are paper that contain key information from your presentation, or they might provide further information. They prevent you from overwhelming the audience, as there will be less information on the slide and therefore less information they need to write down. The next one is Flipchart. Flipchart offer low cost and low tech solution to record and convey information as you speak. They are more beneficial for smaller audience, and they are favored for brainstorming session, as you can gather idea easily. Flipcharts are also widely used for summarizing information, and it used together with whiteboard. You can use them to show permanent background information. And the last one is poster board. Poster board can be created using variety of visual devices such as graph and image. They are generally quite portable and you can make them as elaborate as you want. However, they can be expensive to produce if the poster is quite complex. We come to the last slide of our lesson. From this lesson, we understand that there is 6 phases in producing written communication and get to know about visual aid presentation and how to use it. For further study about written communication and visual presentation, you can access the book and website written on the screen. Thank you. This is the final part of our lesson.